Good day to all my respected guests, friends, and family members all around the world. My name is Sam. Welcome everyone to today's sharing of iTheraCare, a revolutionary device in wellness industry. As you all know, health is the utmost important issue for all of us. So I hope through these sessions or sharing today can lead everyone to know more about how iTheraCare is going to assist us to have better health. And our speaker for tonight is all the way from Malaysia. He has a background of physical education, sports science, health, and also wellness. Please welcome iTheraCare Product Advisor, Mr. Soma Sundram.
Good evening, Mr. Sam. Happy New Year and good to see you again. Good day to all the ladies and gentlemen from around the world. Happy New Year and happy to see you again. And for those of you who are new, this is a sharing session to explain how terahertz works and how our iTheraCare works, right? Right. To begin with, we have to inform that this information and instructions provided in the presentation are for general information purposes only. They are not intended to be substitutes for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment to replace medical advice offered by professional physicians, right? Information is gathered and shared from reputable sources. However, the owner of the presentation is not responsible for errors or omissions in reporting or explanation. And our way of healing here is more on alternative medicine, where we are helping the body heal itself, right? Now, I'm Soma from Malaysia, and this is our brand name for this iTheraCare device. If you see this device, if you see this logo, then you're definitely with us. Now, this is the iTheraCare Classic, which is widely used throughout the world now. We have close to more than 20 countries where we have this device, and there are many more countries who are already spreading throughout the world, and people are coming to know about this device, and this is what they have to say. Now, what they're saying is, first of all, it's so easy to use, and you do not have to go to any centers. You can do it at home, in your whenever you're free, at your leisure, and it's elegant. It has a lovely color. There's only one color, maroon, throughout the world. So if you see it in any other color, then it's definitely not this. I use it every day. There are many people who are beginning to use it every day to recover to good health and also to maintain their health. It's effective. They've tried so many other ways treating themselves, and they find that this device has been effective in helping them recover. It's fantastic. It's super. It's a miracle. Many of them feel that this is a miracle device, but if you know the science behind it, yes, it helps towards that. It saved me. Many of them were on the verge of operations, and they have come out of it. And last but not least, people are saying thank you to the person who introduced this device to them, because it has helped them in tremendous ways. Now let's look at it again. We have these two devices. The first is an iTheraCare Classic, which is widely used in homes and individuals and by individuals. And then we have the iThera Pro, which is more robust and bigger, and what is widely used in business centers, right? So the main difference between them is that the iThera Pro is more powerful and it can use for longer hours without having to stop. Whereas the iThera Classic is also good, very effective, but it can use for around 60 minutes, and then if it's too hot, there's a cut-off switch which shuts it off. It cools down, and then you can use it again. Now there are some people who have found that it suddenly stopped, and they thought the machine went bust. Actually, what happened was the cut-off switch switched it off because it was hot, and then upon cooling, they found that it was working again. So do not worry when it shuts down. All right. Now, as we have seen in the earlier video, this device is certified and patented by the Chinese Academy of Sciences and Sinochem, and is well known, renowned in China especially, but now it's coming out throughout the world. People are getting to know, and you can see that now more and more people are beginning to use, and the number of people who are now beginning to have trust in this device and using it is tremendous. This device can be used on all persons, including infants, without any contraindications, right? So from the young to the elderly. Now, people have also asked about China and its technology. They say, where does this device come from? They ask you. And when they hear it's from China, then they say, are you sure it's going to work as it's supposed to and last? Well, China has been in the forefront of many inventions, good inventions. They have rockets going into space. They have the high-speed rail system, one of the best in the world. And if you do want good products, definitely they can provide you at a cost. Of course, if you look for cheaper products, then they can also give you cheaper products or average products. And this product, iTerraCare, definitely comes from the best. Now, what is terahertz energy? Now, terahertz energy is on the electromagnetic spectrum. It occupies a space where formerly it was known as a terahertz gap. It is between the microwaves and the infrared. People were not aware of what it was, and they were not sure how to utilize this energy. But recently, in the last 1-2 decades, people have begun to use it more and more, and they found many uses for it. Among them, scanning in the airports, they're beginning to replace the X-rays, and then they're beginning to be used in electroscopy, imaging, and now in the health business. All right, they are finding that it's also helping with health. Okay, now again, waves of terahertz energy actually flow into and are emitted by the human body. And why, people ask, do we need this device? People shall see later why we need this device. All right, it's all around us, coming in and going out. And the frequency is extremely strong in human babies, healthy young people and animals. And during a full moon, under the moonlight, it releases a large amount of terahertz. And that's why you feel serene and so full of energy when you have a walk under the moonlight. And it's abundant in the universe, right? Now, it has a frequency of 10 to the power of 12 on the electromagnetic spectrum. It corresponds to frequencies found in our bodies. Now, this is a very, very important point. This aspect, where this is one of the ways. It's also harmless but very powerful, and it's also called the radiation of life or the wave of life. People actually have been using it without knowing it. They've been using necklaces and other devices without knowing it, and now they are sure what that energy is. There's a frequency range of 100 gigahertz to 10 terahertz, with a wavelength of 3 millimeters to 30 micrometers. It's also known as the far infrared or sub-millimeter waves. Right? Formerly, people didn't have a name, terahertz energy, so they were actually using the name far infrared and sub-millimeter waves. Now it has a specific name, terahertz energy. It's also non-ionizing. It penetrates clothing, paper, cardboard, and plastics, which people have made use of it to our advantage. It's also absorbed by water and absorbed by many organic substances. Now, we talked about non-ionizing. People ask, is terahertz radiation safe? So, non-ionizing means, what do you call it? It doesn't steal electrons from the atoms or molecules of your body. And it's also considered to be safe for humans at low frequencies. And this device gives a low frequency, all right? So it's perfectly safe to use, right? The most important thing is it's non-ionizing and it's being used at low frequencies. And the terahertz waves are actually strongly absorbed by water molecules, which limits their penetration into tissues under normal conditions. So this explains why, although it's abundant around us, it's not able to benefit us tremendously because of this limitation where the water absorbs it and it doesn't penetrate into our tissues deeply. All right. So to understand this better, let's look at our human skin. Now you have three layers of the human skin: the epidermis, dermis, and the hypodermis. This is how they look like. And you look at the hypodermis, this is where most of the blood vessels are and the water is, all right? And when the rays come in, they're absorbed and sort of stops there, right? Has another look at it. Now, this is the epidermis, where the ultraviolet comes as far as the epidermis. The far infrared goes up to the dermis, and the terahertz goes a little bit deeper up to the hypodermis. And the water there absorbs it, and it stops there. Now, if you look at it again, this is the thickness of the skin for the three layers of the skin, right? And looking at it again, the total thickness is about 3.1 to 6.3 millimeters. And under normal conditions, the penetration of normal terahertz waves is 0.1 to 0.3 millimeters. So this restricts the penetration, all right? This thickness of the skin actually restricts under normal conditions. Now, by using this iTeraCare device, penetration is 20 to 30 centimeters deep. So it goes a long way inside, all right? Penetrates. So this is how it is helping our tissues, right? So if people ask if terahertz waves are safe, as we have shown earlier, they are there around us. They have not done any harm, not like ultraviolet rays and all. But now we have a device which takes it even further inside. Now, what is the related mechanism for this device? The first thing is, let's look at the clusters. Here we are talking about the water clusters. Water is made up of H2O, molecules H2O. They tend to form into clusters. And when they form clusters, they have problems getting into our cells. Now, the cells contain water channels, which is controlled by something called an aquaporin, and it limits the size of the water which actually enters inside into the cells. Now, if the clusters are big, it doesn't go into the cells, and those smaller ones, smaller clusters, they're able to get in. And by research, I found that only about 30% of the water actually enters the cells. So which means that you have to drink lots of water for the cells to be hydrated. So which doesn't often happen. And at the age of 50 and beyond, it is found that when you should be about 70% of water, most people above the age of 50 only have about 50% water. So this is another problem where people are continuously dehydrated, and then they start running into problems. So now what happens is these clusters are the ones which play an important part. And then secondly is the energy. Now the water which we drink, the food which we drink, most of the water, if not all, do not contain the energy which the body needs. The cells need the energy to function optimally. So now what happens is when you start using the iTeraCare device with the terahertz waves, these clusters are broken up into linear molecules where they easily enter into the cells, but 90% of the molecules start entering and they hydrate the cells and they bring in energy, which corresponds. We saw earlier that it corresponds to the, the energy in the cells, all right? So it brings in the energy, and now with the cells being hydrated and the cells having energy, they start functioning optimally. They start doing what they're supposed to do, all right? And this is what kickstarts the healing process of the body. That means the body starts to heal itself. It's just waiting for the right thing. Now, if you have a pot, you give you have a flower planted in the pot, and you give it the best fertilizer in the world. But then if you do not give the water and the water does not reach the plant, then definitely that plant is not going to benefit from it, and eventually is going to wither and die. Now, similarly, the amount of water which comes in and hydrates your cells, if you can give good water which actually enters your cells, bringing the energy, then definitely it's going to do something. The body is waiting for something which it needs to perform. The next thing is it's non-ionizing, as we have said. It doesn't steal electrons from your atoms and molecules in the body, in the tissues. It's non-invasive, which means that you do not have to cut open to insert anything. There is no contact with the body, and it's localized in a sense that you use this device in areas where you greatly need it. For example, your knee is bad and you need to, when you find relief, you can use this device on that particular place to find relief, right? And it's specialized in the sense that you use it by blowing. Okay, it's a blower. And you need to know also your present health condition. Now, those who are chronic, who have a chronic health condition, you might take a little bit longer to see some relief and recovery. Of course, even the first time people are finding relief, but for something more permanent, it will take a little bit longer. Bear with it, continue with it, and you will see changes. And people with having who are having lung conditions, where they have problems with their lungs, and they need to clear certain things there. Now, be careful, because what happens is when the lung is improving, it tends to release fluids. And if you do it too fast and too much suddenly, then a lot of fluid is going to come out and you might feel suffocation. So I always advise that for the lungs, start slowly, little at a time. Start where you're comfortable with it. The amount of fluid which is coming out, you're comfortable with it, then proceed from there, increase as we go on. All right. So this aspect, especially for people with lung conditions, please observe this particular tip. And let's look at our blood. Now, if you take a drop of blood, I would say that most, of, not all, will be having something similar to what you are seeing here, where the cells dehydrated, they do not have energy, and they tend to cluster together. So, and this becomes a problem to carry oxygen and nutrients to various parts of the body. Now, if you can see here, there's one cell here which is a little bit more hydrated, and there's some more energy, and this has separated itself from the clusters. So when you use this device, what happens is they're able to take in more water, they become more hydrated, energized, and they separate from the clusters. Now they can perform what they're supposed to do, right? So this is what's happening when you are using this device. Now, let's look at how it helps people. First, it helps to reduce pain, including headaches and joint pains. Even migraine, people have found relief from migraine. People have been suffering for many years, are finding relief. It's used as an alternative treatment for a variety of diseases like dermatitis, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, gastrointestinal disorders, pain relief, and wound healing. Right? If you know how to use it properly, then it's definitely going to help you with all these diseases. It also helps to improve blood circulation. It helps with the viscosity of the blood. Now, people normally take what do you call it, warfarin, aspirin as thinning agents to reduce the viscosity. Now, what happens is when you use this device, and also if you charge and drink the water, it reduces the viscosity even as much as 680 times. So you find that it helps you in various ways. And then it also helps to improve the lymphatic system performance. The lymphatic system is by which the body clears itself of all the waste and toxins. And if this system is not performing, then you have a problem clearing and you run into a host of problems related to this problem. All right. So upon clearing the lymphatic system, you find that a lot of other problems clearing up. It also helps to clear meridian and chakra points. And it's also helpful to reduce the toxic side effects of chemotherapy and radiotherapy in cancer patients, especially those after chemotherapy. They find themselves, they're tired and they feel like vomiting and weak and losing hair. Right? So using this and drinking the water is helping them greatly. It also helps in the modulation of the immune system. People who are drinking and using this device are finding that they get a boost to the immune system. And many of them who I've met, they tell me that the last time they went to see a doctor sick or having flu was before they started drinking and using this device. So definitely it's helping with the immune system. And with this present COVID-19 among us, now it has become endemic. So now if you quarantine, the first thing they do is they try to boost your immune system. Whatever is given to you is to boost your immune system. Now what's happening is people are already boosting the immune system even before anything. And we're finding that most of them drinking and using this device. So far as I know, I've not seen one person who is positive, and those who are positive are recovering fast. Right? So it also helps in the stimulation of the nervous system. Those people, especially diabetics, they run into a problem called a neuropathy, and this device is definitely helping them. I have a friend who had this diabetic problem, neuropathy. The legs, especially the front, was very painful. And when the person walks, I felt like there was clay clinging to the bottom of the feet. And upon using this device, that problem cleared up. All right. So, it's helping people in various ways. And these are some recommendations, suggestions on how you can use it. Now, focus on specific skin areas or areas where you need to use it for about 15 to 20 minutes, minimum daily treatment, okay, for 5 up to 15 days. Now, why 5 up to 15 days? We do not know how chronic or bad your situation is, and for something more permanent, so you carry on doing until it's more permanent, right? It should not cause tissue heating and associated damage if you move the blower around. There's only one case which we have seen. The person who sold the device to this person did not inform that he has to move it around. And this person happened to have diabetes and numbness in that area. So he was focusing on that area without feeling the heat, and he ran into some problems. And other than that, so far we do not have any problem from those who are using this device. Now, externally, treatment is on skin areas at the site of injury in the case of surface wounds and skin diseases. And the affected joints are the targets in the case of pain. Now, internally, you would want to focus on a number of anatomic acupuncture points or even reflexology points. So you just focus on them, or you just point to where your organ would be. And upon blowing, terahertz energy is mainly absorbed through the human skin, which is made up by about 70 to 80% of water. So before using it, hydrate yourself, keep the body and the cells hydrated by drinking a glass or two of water, and drink another glass or two of water after treatment to get rid of the waste. Right? You can find certain signs during treatment. You might find a little bit of pain, might find a little bit of burning or tingling sensation on the affected or problem areas upon using this. Then you know that those areas are definitely affected. And if you do not feel pain, probably there's no blockage in that area or any problem there, and vice versa. This is according to the traditional Chinese medicine way of treatment. Now, this is the condition which I mentioned earlier. There's only so far one person who was not informed. He was focusing on one area without moving, and probably it was high heat, and probably the area was numb, so he ran into a little bit of problems. So please inform whoever is going to use the device that to move the blower around, up, down, left, right, and in circles, and you'll be definitely okay. It's also, this device is actually very easy to operate. It only has 3 switches: stop, medium, low, high. All right, that's all. No professional skill or knowledge is needed. Just blow on the affected areas. If you want to be more specific, that means you want to focus on certain conditions or diseases and organs, then just follow some simple guidelines. And the request is to not to drop or shake it. Handle it with care, and it will definitely take care of you. And do not allow water to enter inside. We see the front part of it contains a crystal glass chamber, right? Now, some further guidelines. It follows traditional Chinese medicine treatment points. So you can also use that as your treatment points. It focuses a lot on the meridian and chakra points. And the speed at which results can be seen depends on your body and health condition. Each person using it. If you are more chronic, then it take a little bit longer. Just bear with it, you will see results. And also the frequency of use. People are using it daily. They're even using once or twice a day, and some of them even use it 3 times a day. Right? It all depends on how you wish to use it. Okay. Now it encourages natural healing. Now what's happening is this terahertz energy actually prepares the condition where the body can do natural healing. Right? Now, if you remember, I was talking about clusters, I was talking about energy. So it gets the water into the cells, hydrates the cells, energizes the cells, and now the cells start working optimally, functioning fully, and this is the beginning of natural healing and a clearing of unwanted waste. All right? And in natural healing, expect something called a healing crisis. Now, what is a healing crisis? A healing crisis is a temporary worsening of symptoms after beginning a treatment. Especially if you find this in alternative medicine, where in the beginning stage, the body clears itself of a lot of unwanted things which are there, and you might find your readings going haywire, increasing, because it's being cleared. So bear with it. Over the next about 3 to 7 days, you find it clearing itself and stabilizing. All right. So expect this. And for those of you who are, recommending this device to people with health conditions, please do tell them that this will happen, and do not get scared, and just bear with the device. And after a few days, you will see it stabilizing. And you may also see it called an aggravation, detox reaction, or a cleansing reaction. And in a healing crisis, symptoms briefly worsen before beginning to improve. So if you do not inform, people get scared. How is it that they tell you, how is it that when it's supposed to improve me, now I find myself even worse? The pain gets worse, the readings get worse. Those with pimples might find there are more pimples. So these are all healing crises, part of the healing crisis, right? So bear with it and you'll be okay. Now let's look at some treatment points. Now this is by how we would want to treat somebody in circles, vertical lines, and horizontal lines. And there are certain points which we'd like to focus on. And this is a group of problems where this is the treatment for them. Eczema, vitiligo, urticaria, shingles, and psoriasis. All right, so you can try this method. Now, for the coming pictures, diagrams, please refer to the person who brought you here today. He'll probably, and your upline, he'll probably be able to give you the pictures which you might want to use in future. And this is a group of problems which are related to the eyes. And this is how we might want to do the treatment. And for eyes, please make sure that the person is not wearing lenses, whether contact lenses or after cataract, they're wearing lenses. Please avoid, because we do not want to run into issues, right? And this is a group where another group, rheumatism, arthritis, and gout. So how we might blow. This is another group, including flu and cough. And this is to do with hypertension and heart diseases. You might want to blow like this. These are all guidelines which you may want to follow, or you might have your own way of doing it. This is more for joints and bones, and you can also use it for beauty. All right. People have found that this device is helping their faces, especially if you have a rounded face. On using, they're finding that it's more V-shaped. It's clearing itself of creases, lines, and it's getting fairer. And these are all testimonials which were told by people who have been using it, right? And they look younger, of course. They look much younger by age. All right. Now, this is an example of how you might want to use on your face for beauty. This is the favorite among women. It is for beauty. Use the lowest speed. Push with your hand, it helps. Okay, now that one was mainly using on somebody else. Now if I want to use it on myself, I can do it on myself. Now what I do is I just push up slowly as I blow. So as I blow, I just push. I just start pushing. Okay, push, 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 push. Okay, thank you. All right, so probably you would like to try at home on yourself and your loved ones. Now, another aspect of this iTheraCare device is its deep penetration. Now, you may have tried other methods, massage, acupuncture, gua sha. All of them are definitely good. They definitely are helping you. But what happens is when you use the iTheraCare device, it penetrates much deeper. It goes way deeper inside. It also affects the tissues inside and brings improvement to the tissues inside. It provides a platform for the body to heal itself, right? So that's the added advantage of using an iTheraCare device. People are seeing wonderful relief and improvements in their health. Now, this is some of the ways where you might want to blow. You can get these diagrams also from the person who brought you here. So these are some of the ways how you can use it. And if you are looking at certain organs which you want to focus on, then you can use this as a guideline for your backbone. There are many points here in the parts where you might want to focus on and the possible symptoms which you are suffering. So looking at them, it may help you. And then you can also use the reflexology points on your legs and also on your palms. And also it's a they are good points, blowing on them, the palms and the legs, to clear your chakra points and your meridians, where those believe in chi, the chi energy, blowing on them helps to clear the pathway and the flow is better in and out. All right. And if you really do not know or you do not have time to look for the points, just look at a chart where it shows the organs of your body look at where they would be from the outside and just blow on those areas, right? So, and you are still going to benefit from it. And for those people with a heart condition, if you have what you call it, stent or an implant, I would advise you to avoid it because you do not want to run into issues. Otherwise, it should be able to help you. It has helped many people with heart conditions. And also, ask your doctor what exactly is your condition, and it may help you to focus on those areas better, right? So many people have found improvements to their heart condition when using it. And if you do not know how or where to blow, just point the blower to where you have pain, inflammation, or the areas affected and blow, right? And this is an example of a person who just points to where he has a problem and blows, right? He had numbness in his hands, and the feeling wasn't there. But now, upon using it, he says that now he feels better and the numbness has gone. Right? So this is Azizi, and this is for his leg. So as you can see, just point and blow. And this is for his eyes. Eyes, generally for his eyes. At one time, he couldn't see, read the time from the wall clock, and he couldn't drive at night. But today, he can see the time clearly, and he's already driving at night. As you can see, again, just point to the area, make sure the heat, you put it on low heat, and just blow. The distance, as long as you don't feel the heat, you should be fine. And some people ask, do I have to open the eyes or can I close the eyes? It doesn't matter, both ways work. Penetration, remember, penetration is 20 to 30 centimeters, right? Now, these are the testimonies from people who have used it. This is lupus, from a lady who had lupus and it's cleared. And people have used to reduce their tummy after 20 days therapy. This is skin disorders in the leg, acne, and this is another person who had an accident, and you can see the condition of his head and the changes after he has used this device, right? So he's helping people in various ways, and these are just some of the testimonies. You will see, you go online, you will see lots and lots of testimonies, right? Now, these are the main areas where it can help. Various inflammations, various pains, various blockages, helps to give you healthy skin and also with beauty, right? And these are the areas you can use this device. And people have also asked, can I use it with my clothes on? Yes, definitely, because it penetrates clothing.
Now okay, Aga.
But better, better.
Better, huh?
Okay, and here we see being used, this is iTerra Pro being used in a business center.
辣啲。
血眼位都辣。
肺腎同脾。
你有邊個膊頭？你邊有攰呢頭？
條頸攰啊！
膊頭你都攰啫。
嚟多次啊！偵測緊。佢腎嗰位。
啊！
但係陳生冇事喎，佢擺一手喺度做緊偵測嘅。但係呢個位頭先已經吹咗幾分鐘啦，都唔會話好辣嘅，但係你舒服嘅頭先。
唔係同我一段頭吹2年前，一段頭吹我摸一摸。啊！
佢啲紅嘅你睇下，反緊光嗰啲。
啊！
呢度少啲啲，呢度。
As you can see, these are people who are very serious about their improvements in their health condition and their belief in this device. All right. And people have also asked, how do I benefit from charged water? If you know, this device can be used to blow on yourself, and you can also use to blow on the water which you drink, and it charges the water, and it's bringing in many benefits. It's working throughout the body, right? It works from inside your body, throughout the body, on the entire body. It kickstarts your system to help bring you back to good health. And once you start drinking this water, after charging, you will always want to drink this water. You can definitely feel the changes which it brings to you. You wouldn't want to go back to your normal water. Of course, you can use any water which is drinkable, clean, to charge and drink. Both of them, the iTerra blower and the charged water, definitely complement each other from inside and outside. And by using the device, you bring relief to areas where you have problems much faster, right? So definitely I will advise to drink charged water, right? And also what we see is when people are getting better, recovering, or they're finding relief from whatever their problem, others who have known them are asking, how did you find relief? Where did you go? How did this happen? And when upon sharing, people are all wanting to also own the device and work on their problems. And what happens is people upon sharing, they're finding that it's also bringing them some money, all right? So it helps with your health and helps with your wealth, right? Just by sharing. And actually, the blessings go to you because you're helping another person also improve his condition, eliminate his problems, and bring relief to himself. Right now, these are the iTerra Pro. They come in these bags, bags, and all this is just by sharing, right? And these are people who are more serious, especially during the lockdown, and they're more serious about bringing it out to more people and getting good source of income. And what happens is, if you are buying this device for your health and you feel that I only want it for my health, that's all, well, use it for your health. But if you intend to also have a source of income and also have a business with it, now you do not have to pay a cent more. The cost is still the same price as the device which you bought for your health, and the company gives you a business, right? So now if you need to do business, definitely you'll need a good product. Otherwise, definitely your reputation is going to go. And trust me, this device speaks for itself. It brings lots of benefits to lots of people, and practically every person who I have met and shown, they say, I want it, all right? And the company gives you a good plan to generate your income, all right? So just by buying the device and after using it, when you find that it's helping you, And when you share it with the others, the company gives you a good plan where you get back what you paid for very fast, and definitely you're getting more than that. And you also need a good company which leads and grows with you and supports you. And trust me, Prive International has been doing that, and they listen to whatever problems you have. Even 3 days ago, there was a person from Malaysia who had a problem, and this happened in November. But the president and the deputy looked at the problem and solved the problem for him. They go the extra length to solve your problem and help you, and they grow with you. This business also, by buying one device, you are actually connected to anyone, anywhere in the world. Now, what it means is you have a global business, all right? You're connected to people around the world, and those countries where we have stockists, you can immediately send, or people can buy from there. In the countries where we do not have, you can ask the company to help you with sending the products there. So you're actually connected to throughout the world, just sitting at home, all right? So first thing is your health. When your health is good, wealth comes in your way, all right? So the greatest wealth is health. So with iTerra Care, you're definitely going to get good health, and with it, it's a source of income for you. Okay, thank you. I'm Soma, and thank you, Mr. Sam.